Welcome to week 3 of Realmathon, which is my competitive team-based readathon that I run every single year in March. This year, the theme is a city setting, and there are 4 families that have integrated themselves into important parts of the city infrastructure, and now there's a magical war happening, and these 4 families are going head-to-head in order to be the one ruling the city at the end. To participate in Realmathon, you pledge to a team, and then every book you read, you either get points to defend your team, which adds points to your own team, or you attack another team and you take points away from their team, and I think it's a lot of fun. You can actually still join. There's about a week left, which means you can just backlog all the other books you've read this month and still get points for them for your team. For week 3, I am reading for the Monarchs team. I have been swapping what team I read for every single week, and since the Monarchs are political, they rule the political infrastructure in Carrion City, my patrons helped me come up with this idea of polls picking my reads because, you know, we vote. That's a big important thing that we all do, and it is very important. Like, please remember to vote in any election. Make your voice heard. We have fought, specifically women and people of color, have fought ridiculously to be able to vote, and it is something we should not take for granted. Anyways, that was a tangent, but we are voting in just like book polls. Not as serious, but definitely more fun and less stress-inducing. And with that, let's get into the first poll that I made and the first little clip of this vlog. I started my first book. What won the poll was actually a tie. It was a tie between Lights Out and Zodiac Academy 4. Lexi kindly offered to be my tiebreaker since she had voted for one of the other ones that didn't win.
Also, your poll ended and it's tied, so that's
I know, I just saw that and I was like, what? I'm gonna do this.
How did that even happen with so many people voting?
Right? There's 399 votes. How did it tie? So savage.
I voted for one of the other options. Do you want me to be a tiebreaker?
Yes, please.
What?
Yes, please.
I mean, I almost voted for Lights Out, so.
That's what I wanted to read, so that's a win.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that was I almost clicked it. I was like, actually, Overgrowth.
So I'm reading Lights Out. I'm actually 9 chapters into it right now. I'm vibing so hard. There's something in my dark soul that loves dark romance, and I need to read more of it. I truly do, because I always enjoy it. I think Butcher and Blackbird had scared me away because I didn't love that, but then I read Feather So Vicious and I did love that. And this one I'm loving. I think the reason Butcher and Blackbird didn't work for me, that worked for a lot of people, and why it's so loved, is the comedic aspect of it. It has a rom-com feel with just like these dark serial killers that aren't really that dark in my opinion. The darkness is definitely overshadowed by this lightheartedness in the writing style, which I think works for so many people, but Lights Out definitely feels darker, and I like that aspect. It feels a little more serious, and that works for me. It still has some comedy to it. These two have a lot of banter, but I'm enjoying it. Essentially, we're following our main character who has a mask fetish. She is part of the community that loves when someone wears a mask, and there's this social media account where this guy wears a mask and posts thirst traps. She leaves hundreds of comments on his profile saying like, I wish I could come home and there would just be this stranger wearing this mask in my house ready to do whatever he wants to me, and things like that. Like, she's definitely into his thirst trap and letting the world know on his Instagram profile. He is a hacker, and he finds out who she is, finds out where she lives, and gives her fantasies of him some real life experience, so they're no longer fantasies. And I just love their vibe. I think it's so well done where like he's trying to make her feel safe even though like he's kind of a stalker right now, and she is fighting with her feelings of being like, I should fight back, but also being really into it. And they're definitely taking it slow and making each other feel comfortable and trying to figure out the pacing for each other while giving into these dark fantasies that they've both had. I've read one smut scene so far. It was in a car, and I absolutely freaking loved it. I have actually loved pretty much every chapter of this. I would probably finish it in one sitting. I am buddy reading it with a friend though, so I'm trying to take it slow. So I'm also going to start another book, and we're probably going to see these books go back to back in this vlog just because I'm going to be reading them both at the same time, and I just prefer to update you in real time than to do one book and then one book. I just typically read one full book and then another full book. But yeah, that's it. I'm just here to tell you that I'm loving Lights Out. I don't know what it says about me that yeah, this is working. I'm about 50% through Lights Out. I'm actually really loving this. I think it's just fun. I don't think it can be a 5-star because I will say at the 50% mark, I'm wishing for plot. I feel like things have happened a little too fast. I was expecting a little bit more of a cat and mouse game, and she has received knowledge a little bit too fast for me. And so I'm like, what can happen? Like, what is the last 50% of this book if we're already at this point? I have predictions, I have guesses, and I would like that if it goes in that direction, but this could go downhill for me if it doesn't get any sort of direction to it. But I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful that my win streak continues. Since before this, the last book I read in the Gala of Peace was a 5-star for me. I would just like a 4 or a 5. I don't want a 3. I will say it's a little smut heavy. I definitely would prefer a little less smut. However, at the same time, the scenes where they're not together, I'm like, why aren't we back to being together? Like, I'm eating up the scenes of them at their best when they're just like edging each other on, essentially. So I'm conflicted. Because then when she's at the hospital, I'm like, let's get back to them together. I will say this book is hilarious in my opinion. The thing I didn't like about Butcher and Blackbird was the comedy aspect and the lightheartedness to it. I wouldn't say this is lightheartedness, but our two characters are really funny in my opinion. I enjoy being in their heads and the jokes they make. I guess it's kind of my type of humor. It's a lot of self-deprivating. That's the word, right? I don't know if that's the right word. Like, I don't know if I said that correctly. Whatever, you know what I mean, hopefully. Welcome to Cassie's Brain. Sometimes I just say words and they're not the right word and I just go with it, and sometimes I just like second guess myself. So I like their humor. I think it's funny. I'm enjoying being in their POVs. I really like him. I really like her. I think they're a perfect match. I'm just really enjoying this one and vibing. But I am going to switch to an audiobook because I did get new markers in. I ended up buying the 36 color pack. I just brought the swatch sheet for you to see, which has a bunch of neutrals on it, which I'm really excited to play with because I feel like my 200 pack was missing neutrals. And then I also, because I've been coloring so much, I decided it's a hobby that I would like to continue. I decided to get the 104 set, which brings my Ohuhu set up to like the mega pack or whatever. And I'm very excited I got this because I feel like the one thing my pack was really missing was those neutrals I talked about, but also greens. And this one has a lot of greens that I like. And then this is the other swatch sheet as well, which I do think also just adds more types of shades of the colors that I'm really excited for. More blues, more purples, more reds. But I'm very excited for those greens and these neutrals. I will probably be adding more, but now I have way too many markers on my desk. I don't know what page I'm going to color yet. I will probably update you because I will be listening to an audiobook while I did it. I made an Instagram poll this time to figure out what my read was going to be. Instagram chose A Touch of Gold and Madness. I was not expecting this actually. I thought Kingdom of the Wicked would win because it's such a beloved story. I've actually tried A Touch of Gold and Madness before. I DNF'd it 2 pages in, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I'm switching to the audiobook this time. And last time I tried it, I had just come off my high of binging the Bonded by Thorns series, and I was looking to feel that way again. I was looking for a 5-star, and I just like instantly read it and didn't love the writing style, and it wasn't what I was looking for at that time. So I DNF'd it and didn't continue on. As more people that I knew and trusted started to enjoy this book, I knew I wanted to try it again, which is why I put it on that list. And I have the audiobook available to me, so I'll be listening to the audiobook, which will hopefully help me a little bit. I'm actually 6 chapters in, and I do think the audiobook is helping me. I'm not necessarily invested at this point. This is like a dystopian fantasy romance. That's all I really know at this point. There's like kinetics and humans and something else, and we're following 2 people on opposite sides as they try to kill each other, I think. I'll do a better summary when I like understand what's actually going on. So I'll see you guys in a bit when I'm hopefully picked a page. Sometimes I just stare at my coloring book and can never pick a page because nothing has inspired me that day. I've decided to DNF A Touch of Gold and Madness for the 2nd time. I apparently should have known. I knew really early on last time and I was just tricked. Oh my god, Miley. Can you hear her purring? She's got such a loud purr. I was just tricked by all my friends who told me I would enjoy this potentially, but I hate the amnesia trope so much, and people just forget how much I hate it, I think, until I'm raging about it in comments and texting them about it. I just truly have never, I shouldn't say never, but I have rarely, specifically in fantasy or fantasy romance, read an amnesia trope where I understood their motivations, because they don't understand their motivations, and they're doing these things and they don't understand who they are as people. So how do I understand who they are as people? Like, I truly it just frustrates me so much. Like, why are you acting like this? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't really like it in movies either. So it's just like something that I've always really disliked as someone who likes to know everything. I just don't like it at all. And then on top of that, I feel like the world building is leaning into their amnesia, because I feel like they're remembering things. And then we also learn new things about the world building. And so my perspective on what this world is and what it can be is constantly changing. But I still don't even know what the fuck the world is in the first place. So having it constantly change without me understanding everything is just really fucking with my brain, and I don't like it. It just makes it all feel murky, because I no longer believe any single thing I've been told, because there's too much changing constantly. Hi, what are you doing? So yeah, I've just decided to DNF it. Cut my losses. I don't think I will enjoy this. It's actually really reminding me of two books I also didn't like. I see the comparison to Metal Slinger, and I see the comparison to When the Moon Hatched. If you liked either of those, maybe check this one out, but I personally did not like either. I felt like the world building was murky, their motivations were murky, and things like that. But other people love those, so definitely a slight recommendation for me. But yeah, I don't understand what's happening in this book. I don't understand them as characters. I don't see any chemistry, so I don't care, and things just are constantly being revealed to me that like contradict other things I've been told, but then I also don't really know what's going on, and I just hate it. I just hate it. So we are DNFing this. I will have to do another poll to figure out what else I'm gonna read, because I do think I want another audiobook, and I did start a coloring book. I decided to do the Japan page, and so this is what it's looking like. I think I'm about to go play Phasmo for a bit, and then I'm gonna come back to this in a bit. There's a couple coloring things I'm not sure about in tone, so we'll see how I feel eventually. Are you coming? Come on. Miley. Oh, she's just sitting like literally right out of the camera, being camera shy, staring at me. Can I show you her? It's really messy over there. Look at her. She's so precious. Theo's also sleeping, but he's on the floor. Okay, I finished Lights Out. I'm giving it 3 stars. I loved the first half of this book. I was like, this could be 5 stars. And then we got to the third quarter and I was like, okay, I'm feeling 4 stars. And then we got to the last quarter and I was like, why does this even exist? And so I think the book just went downhill for me. I really liked the dark romance aspects. I loved seeing him like stalk her and them live on like the edge of those feelings, but that is resolved very quickly. They really quickly get to happily ever after, and it reads more contemporary romance and dark romance in my mind at those points. It just reads like two people who have a kink, and I liked that kink. I enjoyed it, but I feel like we didn't play into the dark romance elements enough. I did like the plot that we did get. I actually wish it was expanded. I quite liked where the story went in terms of plot. I just wish we got more of that, and that mattered to their relationship. I wish that added more conflict and like built upon the relationship more than it did. I did like the ending of the story. I liked some characters that were introduced, so I think I will try the second book in the series that is coming out following a different set of characters. I liked it enough. I liked the kinky smut. I didn't like the non-kinky smut as much. Like when they were happy and in love, I was like, this is boring and vanilla. But when they were stalking, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. So I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, so it's getting a 3 star. I just feel like that second half just was not 4-star or 5-star worthy, but the first half definitely was. This book is 415 pages, so I will get page count points. I did not make a poll for this one. I've been lazy. I just feel like that's too many polls going on this week since polls are picking my view. So I think I'm just going to defend with every book again. For this one, it is a book that a host has given 5 stars. Katie has given this book 5 stars. This does have a higher rating than A Touch of Golden Madness. It is a fast-paced read. We definitely have a morally gray character, and we have more than one POV. It is an urban setting. It's not a made-up setting. And I wouldn't say there's politics in it. My cat is inside a bag. They are something. So those are my submission points. I did do another poll so that I could pick what I'm reading next. Hopefully I'll get another book in. It is Friday right now. We're playing Phasmophobia tonight, but I think I should be able to read another book over the weekend. So I did a community post for this poll, and I did emoji polls this time because I thought it was fun. And I tried to make them so they were guessable. My Patreon this morning actually went through and just guessed them, and I confirmed anything they got right, and we ended up getting all of them. The first one is Sunrise on the Reaping, because you reap the farming fields. The second one is Spark the Flame, which is a new release that actually came out, I want to say today, by Ivy Asher, and that is what won. The third one is Leather and Lark. We have a leather shoe, and then we have a bird Bird. And then the fourth one is Till Death. I feel like timer and death made sense. So I am reading Spark the Flame. I'm excited. This will be the third book I try from Ivy Asher. I DNF'd on really early on and then I read one. So I'm excited to see if this one works for me. I know it's like an enemies to lover dragon shifter with elemental power story. So overall, I'm just like excited to give this one a try. It is quite long. I was hoping for an audiobook. It was literally the only book in the poll without an audiobook, but hopefully I really enjoy it. And I like when I can read a book so quickly and hopefully I love it and I can get it out to more people to read and review and get the book out there. I do like that. So hopefully I enjoy this one.
I feel like Theo does not get enough love, but he's so cute too. Look at him. And then the demon cat.
What's new? I did not read my third book. I have been so steady with how much I've read for each team. No team has gotten more points than me than the others because I've been reading one book and DNFing one book in every vlog. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I should be able to read a second full book, but it is what it is. We're not going to be upset with burnout hitting me. That feels ridiculous. You can't control some things. So I didn't even start the third book. I honestly just knew when it came to Saturday night and I hadn't started the book yet, I knew I couldn't finish it, so I just decided not to start it because a new vlog was starting on Monday where I am reading for the Stingers. I'm gonna do a little mini episode of Reader DNF, reading some final books for that week, which is really exciting. I'm gonna leave the Realmathon announcement on the screen for you, as always, to check out. And then I'm also gonna leave the latest episode of Reader DNF so that you can catch up before the next episode comes out next week. And for your top secret information, leave me a butterfly emoji if you just wanted to say you were here. And for your top secret information, the team that is coming into second place at the end of week 3 is the Ravens. Do with this knowledge what you will, but give it an hour in Discord before we talk about it. And use spoiler takes, please. That's everything. Have an absolutely remarkable day. I'll see you next week.